We're coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the top stories making headlines.
I've heard the testimony of Captain Kruger, but I know for a fact that I spoke to him on the phone and he gave me the information.
Crime intelligence boss Dumisani Kumalo returns to the Madlanga Commission tomorrow as the Hawks' involvement in Operation Takedown of alleged cartel member Katiso KD Molefe has reached murkier waters.
There was two main non-compliance that we raised. The first one was the fact that it was not advertised within 21 days, which is one of the requirements by Treasury. The second one was back around the pre-qualification matter that we raised.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Auditor General has confirmed that it picked up issues of non-compliance with Vusi Muzimatlala's Medicare contract, which he had with the South African Police Service.
I have a feeling that in the next couple of days they are going to have a sit down together, and then we will find a common front in this fight against insecurity.
And Nigeria says it would welcome help from the United States as long as its territorial integrity is respected. At the back of those headlines, it has just gone 8 o'clock. Good evening. My name is Paulette Nell. Thank you so much for joining us this evening as we bring you up to speed with the latest news. Let's dive right in, beginning with this. The Hawks' involvement in the Operation Takedown of alleged cartel member Katiso KD Molefe has reached murkier waters. This as Hawks officials have contradicted one another to the extent that questions emerge on whether the Hawks' involvement was an innocent verification request or was it alleged interference to shield Molefe. This as the Madlanga Commission continues to probe allegations of criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system.
Further loopholes have emerged in the Hawks' defense that they descended on the December 2024 Operation Takedown of alleged cartel member Katiso KD Molefe for the purposes of verification. This as officials involved continue to provide contradictory evidence on the events of the day. Chief George Raftopolis, who flew the helicopter that circled the house of Molefe, has given evidence that contradicts Captain Barry Kruger's contention that he did not know where Chief Raftopolis got the information about the operation being legitimate.
In your statement, you do refer to the evidence of Captain Kruger that you had an opportunity to listen to. You will know that he indicated that he doesn't know where you got this information from. Do you want to comment on that?
I've heard the testimony of Captain Kruger, but I know for a fact that I spoke to him on the phone and he gave me the information. I only communicated with Captain Kruger on that specific day because he requested our assistance commissioners.
In addition, Captain Kruger's contention that he had to verify it for himself was also left hanging in the balance, as his colleague, a fellow Hawks Toms official, Warrant Officer Sabelo Nkosi, charged that it was a strange and unnecessary request that could have been verified by the local police station.
Commissioners, to me, that area where the address is, we do have local police station there. And then if it was such an agency, because compared to me driving, because when I opened the GPS to that particular address, it was 60-something kilometers. And then I don't think that there is an area or a suburb where the police station is got a police station that is more than 20 kilometers away.
Meanwhile, Nkosi further alleged that an ordinary member of the public who identified himself as Mthethwa said he was the one who called Patrick Mboto, alleging that they were bogus cops at the home of Molefe. Nkosi alleged that Mthethwa said he was related to Molefe and that he and Mboto are friends. But the latter denies this claim.
I did not receive any call from a person called Mthethwa, and the person displayed on the picture, they have never seen him. I don't know that person.
This evidence seemingly also leaves more questions for Brigadier Lesiba Mokoena of the Hawks, but he has indicated to the Commission that he is seeking legal advice and cannot return at this stage. The hearings continue. Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Pretoria.
Meanwhile, a Deputy Minister of Police, Shela Bushielo, will appear before the ad hoc committee investigating the same allegations tomorrow.
Deputy Minister of Police Shela Bushielo will be the 7th witness to testify before the ad hoc committee. She was appointed as the Deputy Minister of Police in July last year. She's also expected to shed light on the functioning of the political task team. Last week, his colleague Castle Matale told the committee that more than a year in this position, he has not been delegated any task by his political principal, Senzo Mchunu, who has been placed on special leave.
You remove these rogue elements, you will have a police service that will be able to operate without people who are managed somewhere.
Matale also told the committee that criminals are trying every trick in the book to infiltrate the system.
Criminals themselves, by nature of how they work, they will always want to tap into an institution that is meant to deal with them.
Abongwe Kobogane, SABC News, Parliament.
In more related news, Police Minister Professor Feroz Kachalia says consequence management needs to be implemented when it comes to procurement within the South African Police Service. This was Kachalia's response to the Police Portfolio Committee in Parliament today after MPs were briefed by the Office of the Auditor General on the finances of the SAPS and its entities.
Officials from the AG's office cited concerns in the areas of internal controls, saying the situation won't be turned around if people are not held accountable for how the department spends its money. When asked for his input, Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia agreed.
We have to take steps around procurement. I think that the issues around the bid committees, so I say that in the presence of the National Commission and his team, we have to look at those bid committees. I don't know if they're reconstituted, but there's a problem there, and there has to be consequence management for which.
The minister said the committee's questions, together with the findings of the Auditor General, have given the SAPS management some work to do. The AG's findings indicate that 667.8 million rand has been signed off as irregular expenditure and puts this irregular expenditure down to breaches in procurement systems and dodgy internal controls. This led MPs to ask about the 360 million rand Medicare SAPS contract awarded to businessman Vusimusi Matlala, who is currently behind bars.
There's 2 non-compliance that was raised, and I think internal audit can also respond on what they found. But on the work that we do in our scope, there was 2 non-compliance that we raised. The first one was the fact that it was not advertised within 21 days, which is one of the requirements by Treasury. The second one was back around the pre-qualification matter that we raised, to say when we were assessing and we realized that some of the pre-qualification matters were not met, I'm getting my team to confirm, and therefore they should have been disqualified.
AG officials cited the lack of strong leadership and oversight which are needed to ensure compliance and accurate reporting. Kachalia agreed, saying that since stepping into this position, he and National Police Commissioner General Fani Masimola have developed a good working relationship. He says he believes that they are on the same page when it comes to dealing with the problems within the SAPS. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's shift our focus to this now. Appoint capable, ethical leadership in the criminal justice system and mobilize law enforcement to intensify the fight against organized crime and the rise in gangsterism. These are just some of the key areas that the leaders of the 10 political parties that constitute the Government of National Unity have committed to prioritizing.
We've just concluded a really excellent and meaningful GNU leaders meeting. It's a retreat, really. We spend a considerable amount of time together talking about the state of the country as it is now, state of the society, state of politics, international issues, and we reflected on many issues, particularly those issues that are a great problem to our people, like unemployment, like hunger that we see spreading in some of our provinces. We spoke about corruption, we spoke about crime, and we spoke about what we need to do to inject more growth into our economy. But we also spoke about the progress that we can see happening, how our transformational work is going on, the reforms that we have embarked upon with regard to electricity, our logistics, our railways, our ports, and our visa system, which is improving. And on the corruption side, the work that's being done by the SIU is phenomenal.
The ANC in KwaZulu-Natal has warned that the parties which make up the government of provincial unity have to raise matters of concern within the coalition. This comes after National Freedom Party President Ivan Barnes said at the weekend that they would withdraw from the GPU unless IFP Premier Tamintuli sacked the two ANC MECs Sipho Hlamuka and Nomagugu Simelane.
The GPU finds itself on shaky ground amidst a fallout between the ANC and IFP in the province's government of provincial unity. Adding to the fire, the NFP President Ivan Barnes said at the weekend they've been approached by the MK party for talks after the party expressed their dissatisfaction with the leadership of Ntuli. The NFP holds the swing votes in the government of provincial unity. The ANC, IFP and DA are the other three coalition partners. This also comes amidst a proposed motion of no confidence against Ntuli, which the MK party had earlier hinted at planning to submit. The ANC says it's concerned about the current state of the coalition.
We are calling for any political party that is part of the GPU to raise their concerns within the parameters of the GPU so that we are able to deal with issues raised and respond to them and define a way forward where there are challenges.
The ANC considered that the current working arrangement was facing serious challenges.
We just want to caution people of KwaZulu-Natal that what is paramount for the ANC is stability in KwaZulu-Natal, stability in our government, service delivery to the people.
The ANC couldn't confirm nor deny reports that the party's Secretary General Fikile Mbalula had held meetings with GPU partners this past weekend. Simpiwe Makanya, SABC News, Durban.
To this now, the High Court in Johannesburg has ruled that the City of Johannesburg must begin an expedited verification, registration, re-registration and allocation process for informal traders who were removed from parts of the city centre from the 4th to the 18th November 2025. This comes after the City of Johannesburg started removing informal traders who it says are operating illegally and in areas not designated for trading.
The Johannesburg High Court has instructed the city to prioritize allocating stalls to verified informal traders within the next 2 weeks. Judge Brad Wanless ruled that the expedited process must commence tomorrow in order to ensure that those who are eligible are not out of business.
The City of Johannesburg is to conduct an expedited verification, registration, re-registration and allocation process. The process as contemplated by the informal trading bylaws promulgated in the Provincial Gazette dated 14 March 2012, Local Authority Notice 328.
The City of Johannesburg says the city recognizes the significant contribution of the informal trading sector.
Everyone who seeks to be allocated a stand or facilities to trade as an informal trader around the streets of Johannesburg, which includes formal markets that have been demarcated by the city, must do so having followed the processes that the bylaws of the city and its policies require.
Siri says they view this as a victory, as traders will get to be regularized.
The law does not permit or did not permit the city to remove the traders the way in which they did. And now with this order, that is going to be rectified, and it's going to be rectified on an expedited basis.
Nomtsikelelo Mtshabela, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's shift our focus to this now. The National Union of Mine Workers, NUM, has kicked off wage negotiations at Eskom with a 15% salary demand for its members. Other demands include housing benefit of 7,000 rand a month and the company's medical aid contribution of 80%.
Power utility Eskom has 3 labor unions that represent workers in the company. The National Union of Mine Workers, the NUM, represent a majority of Eskom workers at 15,000 and is demanding a 15% salary increase. Spokesperson Livuwani Mamburu says the major concern now is how Eskom is approaching the negotiations following its unbundling into generation, transmission and distribution.
The National Union of Mine Workers is firm on its demand for a 15% wage increase for Eskom employees, a figure justified by high costs of living. We stand in solidarity with other unions that are organizing at Eskom.
Solidarity is demanding a 10% or CPI plus 4% salary increase for their members.
There is that element of distrust, from our side, and we believe that Eskom wants to decentralize the wage negotiations and the recognition agreements, because in that way they can basically dilute the power of the trade unions.
The unions will sit with Eskom between the 12th and the 14th of November at the National Bargaining Forum, with the issue top of the agenda for labor unions.
While proposals have been tabled, the details of the process will only be shared at the appropriate time.
SABC News in Johannesburg.
Let's take you to the west of the African continent, where Nigeria says it would welcome help from the United States as long as its territorial integrity is respected. This after US President Donald Trump threatened to initiate military action against Nigeria over alleged religious violence against Christians.
US President Donald Trump has threatened military action against Nigeria, accusing its government of allowing the killing of Christians. This threat came after his administration added Nigeria back onto the countries of particular concern list of nations that the US says has violated religious freedoms. These include China, North Korea, and Russia. Trump also vowed to stop all aid and assistance to the West African nation.
Record numbers of Christians in Nigeria, and they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians.
Nigeria, however, denies these accusations.
The report or notion that there is a Christian persecution or genocide in Nigeria is false. False both from the premise and the conclusion. It is not supported by data.
The Nigerian government says it would welcome US help in combating terrorism, provided its sovereignty is respected.
I personally have a feeling that in the next couple of days they are going to have a sit down together, and then we will find a common front in this fight against insecurity.
This stance has drawn mixed reactions from Nigerians.
But let's not be hypocrite in this matter. What some of us will not support is anybody deciding who should be our leader. It's purely a Nigerian thing.
Meanwhile, experts have warned that US military strikes in Nigeria would be difficult to navigate as militant groups operate across vast borders. Bonolo Maribe, SABC News.
Well, with that, it's now time to see what the weather has in store for us. Do stay tuned.
Thank
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Time for us to look at those conditions over the country now. We do expect some rainy conditions as we move towards the central parts of the country. We are talking isolated showers and thunder showers for tonight, stretching all the way into Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and also KwaZulu-Natal. Just a cloudy night as we move towards the mother city for tonight. For tomorrow, we're still expecting this band of showers and thunder showers over most of the central parts of the country, still causing rainy conditions, stretching all the way towards the Eastern Cape. We're expecting some scattered showers and thunder showers for tomorrow over Mthatha and surrounding areas. It's still going to be a cloudy day. A cloudy day is moved towards the southern parts of the country, especially over George. We're expecting some morning fog patches for tomorrow, which means that visibility will be reduced over those areas in the morning. So please, we need to be careful, especially those who will be on the road. Looking at some mornings for tomorrow, we're still expecting hot conditions over the interior of the Northern Cape, and it's dry and it's windy. As a result, possibilities of runaway fire conditions becomes high. That's why if you see any sign of smoke or fire, please do report to the local authorities over that interior of the Northern Cape for tomorrow. Temperature wise for tonight, it is going to be a cool night over most of the country, but we're expecting a cold night. It's moved into Sandland, actually freezing over Sandland for tonight. We're expecting a low of 1. Calvinia at a minimum of 9. 15 will be a minimum as we move towards Johannesburg and Pretoria. Musina at a low of 19. Maximum temperatures for tomorrow, it is quite a hot day over Musina and Palaboro with an average of 32. Cool conditions over Johannesburg. Windy day tomorrow over Johannesburg with those isolated showers and thunder showers expected in the afternoon. We do expect a high of 18. Hot conditions over Durban with a high of 31. Also expecting a hot day as we move into Upperton with a maximum of 35. Cape Town at a high of 24. Looking at stand focus for Wednesday, we're still expecting rainy conditions over most of the central parts of the country, stretching into Limpopo. We're expecting some scattered showers and thunder showers now expected on Wednesday. And also, we do expect a warm day over Limpopo, stretching all the way into Mpumalanga, Gauteng, and into the northwest for Wednesday. That's all the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.
That concludes our time together this evening. Much gratitude for joining us. Until next time, stay blessed. For now, good night. Pula.